Welcome to Bubbles and Breakdowns, a space designed for you to show up as your beautifully imperfect self, where we dive into the good, the bad, and the bubbly. I'm Katrina.
And I'm Ashley. So midlife can really feel, right?
I feel it.
I feel it. Today I was walking in and I'm like, my knees. And I was like, I think I just slept weird.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
what it is.
feel
It's not midlife.
No, but it is this, you feel this like accumulation of everything, don't you? Responsibilities, expectations, and things that really no longer serve us. So in this episode, we're talking about the freedom that comes from letting it all go. Join us as we explore how this intentional act of just letting things go can make a space for new purpose, more joy, and a life that really, truly feels like your own. This is like kind of a meaty topic, I think.
It's about like ultimate release. Like I just think I mean, the type A person, you know, I want to keep everything. I was like, before we get into this, can I share something silly from growing up? My nickname was Katie the Bag Lady.
Oh, geez. I have a bag lady story too. Okay,
oh my God. No, we'll get to your bag lady.
Perfect.
So my name's Katrina, but growing up my nickname was Katie, and my mom called me Katie the Bag Lady because I kept everything.
Pack rat.
I kept the first light bulb I changed. I kept the birthday candles for my birthday cake.
Hold on. What is the rationale for the light bulb?
Nobody knows. But it was like this memoir of like, I did something and I had
But also that is so, when I think about it, that's kind of you.
I know. I'm sentimental. Like if you're in my office right now, you can see this stack of artwork that needs to be curated and put away for my daughter because I can't throw the stuff away. But
I have that too.
I had 2 walk-in closets and one of them was just like chock full of crap. And then when we had to like move, I was like throwing out my first light bulb.
But can I get a storage unit?
Yeah. So anyway, I like used to like kind of surround myself with junk.
No.
And that's not me bad anymore.
But like I can't literally handle the first light bulb. But
what's your bag lady?
Maybe it's so symbolic of like you're bright.
Not at all. I think I was just like overly sentimental. And I remember my mom like was so kind of like, oh, sure. That's weird, but sure.
Okay, so was it in like a padded box?
I don't even think so.
Break.
I think I just
Ziploc.
like put it in a safe little space in this huge dresser I had in my drawer in my closet. And it was also next to the first newspaper that I've ever had, which was the day I was born. I had the newspaper I think I still have it in a box down here.
Do you know what you should have done? Put it all in a time capsule and bury it.
Yeah, I should do that with a lot of things.
Yeah. Same.
Bury it where I'll forget.
Exactly.
Basically.
And then someone will find it and be like, why was this light bulb from 1980? Blah, blah, blah.
Right. But other than like stuff.
Yes.
Wait, real quick, we didn't get to your bag lady story.
Oh, I mean, this is like not even going to compare to this light bulb. But, and this is like, now that I'm going to tell this kind of stupid. I don't know. Okay, so
I'll be the judge of that.
It's just like, I don't even know how this happened. Like, and this is like in college. So it's like, this is just weird too. So, freshman year of college, like me and a couple other kids didn't go home for Labor Day. So it was like you had this long weekend to yourselves. It's also freshman year, so you don't really know much yet, right? Like you're still getting your footing, whatever. And like we were so bored.
Oh yeah.
I went into my room and put on all the bags I brought and hats and just was walking around the dorm.
This is also on brand for you.
And
like I just got to bring a bubbly moment.
Totally. And my old roommate was like, you're the bag lady of this dorm. And I'm like, I'm gonna rock it. So every Labor Day, no matter where we were, I went like put all this shit on.
That is amazing.
And like I don't know.
You were bored.
I was bored.
Not
so
anymore.
I'm kind of sad I missed this Labor Day. But we'll have to celebrate next year.
That's amazing.
The official holiday of the bag lady.
So I'll keep my light bulbs.
Great.
And you keep your bags.
My multiple items.
That's amazing.
I know.
So outside of junk, which we just talked about,
let's let it go.
Let that go. Clean out your closets. Oh, doesn't that feel good? But let's also just talk about other things that we should let go at this middle third part of our lives, right?
So the list is long.
So many things that are no longer serving us, or that like not only not serving us, Ashley, like draining us.
And I think before we start talking about that list, I think it's important to acknowledge that we possess that power to let things go.
Yes.
Like we own what we sign up for.
Yes. Yes.
And we own our baggage. So lack of a better word, or bag lady. You own these things, and we do have power. Like there's outside sources. I feel like we've talked about this before, where we feel pressured to say yes. And I think, me, I've talked about this before, and I think you used to be this way too, is like these people pleasers of just saying yes all the time.
And then feeling really bad when you don't.
Feeling really bad. And you know what? No is a powerful word. And it's okay to say no and not give an explanation or a justification.
And it's okay to like break up with those friends that make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Because a true friend will say, it's all good.
I get it.
Or they'll even push you to say no.
Right.
Like
totally.
With this episode, recording today, you're just getting over not feeling well. I was like, only if it works for you. And I was like,
I'll be there. She forced me.
I know.
Out of my room. No.
But no, and I don't, at the end of the day, what I also don't want, it's not only do I not want to be a people pleaser, I don't want people pleasing me.
No, same. I feel like it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And I feel like this really reminds me of like, have you heard like those energy givers and those energy takers? And the takers are exhausting.
Yeah, and it's just it makes you not only feel drained or like pulled from, but it makes you angry after you realize it's happening. And that's another feeling, like this emotional baggage. Like, don't be an emotional bag lady. Like, don't keep these emotions with us.
Who knew bag lady would be so... I mean, it's perfect.
We need to create her. Whatever she looks like. It's a picture from you in your freshman dorm.
Okay, I gotta reach out to my old roommate and be like, do you have... She has everything. She's like so great about like having these I have to be like, send me bag lady.
We need this.
We need it.
But truly, like, it's not just the act of, an emotional taker or a resource taker or a time taker. It's like, it's so much bigger than that, because at the end of the day, it creates this like dissonance with ourselves. Like, why did I allow that to happen?
That is literally the worst feeling. And yeah. I think we've talked about this before too. I used to be that person. And we talked about this in the friendship episode.
Yeah.
About just like, what did I do wrong? And you just like are in this level of upset that really ruins your day, your week, your month. And it just, I think, how do we let that go though? That is, it's hard.
It's a journey, right?
Yes.
And I don't think I'm arrived at that destination. I think it becomes this place of just I think for me, it's this, who am I to think I have control over everything? Like, do I think I'm that important that everything is my fault? No, really think about it that way.
For sure.
It's like, how can everything be my fault? Or how can things that, I'm trying to be over responsible. It's like, let's not pretend that we have control and or responsibility for things that are literally outside of our control.
Totally. And I think in our 40s now, in this second or hopefully middle third chapter. Yeah. However we say that. Like, we start to realize what's important to, and things that just like, I don't want to waste time on this, because my mental space is only so big that I literally can't let this weigh me down, because I don't want to be sad or I don't want to be bummed.
Yeah.
It's life is really too short. Like, there's certainly days where I'm just like, why do I feel like this? Like, come on.
Knock it off.
Like, let's get going, figure it out. And just like, life is not worth being bummed.
Well, and the next thing about people pleasing for me that comes up is that negative self-talk, right? Where like, am I a bad person if I don't? Are they going to want to be my friend? Are they going to forgive me? Are they going to understand? You guys know these words. Like, we say these to ourselves. People pleasers anonymous. We know you're out there.
Yep.
Here's the thing. You need to start becoming your best friend.
Yeah.
if I talked to myself the way Ashley would talk to me, I think we'd be a whole lot forgiving and understanding to ourselves.
Yes.
And I think that what I'm striving for in this middle third is to become my own best friend and look in the mirror and be like, oh, yeah, you got that little pregnancy pooch still, but guess what? You're rocking it, girl.
Get it, girl.
You made babies. You made babies.
I feel like, that this is really eye-opening because I went on a walk with my friend recently, and I feel like I was kind of giving her some advice, whatever, and then I was just like, yeah, I was kind of on point today. And I'm like, why don't I take my own advice?
Oh, it's easier said than done.
You know, like but like, let's reflect that back.
Yeah.
And why are we so hard on ourselves? Like, so many things, but like, we got to just let it go.
Mm-hmm. So there's that. And then there's all this other pressure, right? Like this pressure to be perfect. And that I think is a lot what comes from that internal monologue, right?
Yes.
That you're just talking about is like, I want the perfect house. I want the perfect career. I want to have the best body, that I could possibly have. The best. And all that pressure. And then for me, that's a tipping point when I feel that pressure from myself that makes me not kind to myself, right? And so I want to let go of that because it's not only is it not serving me, but it's making me feel bad about myself. Like, why am I doing this?
Right.
Why am I being so difficult on myself? Why am I holding myself to this superficial, view of what I should be when who I am today is doing great?
Totally. And I think this is funny. Again, before we prepping for this, talking about just perfection.
Yeah.
Right. And so I recently moved. We all know I say like twice a podcast, but just setting the stage that's important because in my new home, I was like, there's no toys allowed on the first floor. And Katrina's like, oh yeah, you get them, Ash. Like, yeah.
But internally I was like, let's see how long this lasts.
She's got like a hourglass with sand grains dripping down. Like, oh, it's going to be one more day before she allows a Lego. And it happened because my friend dropped off toys that she was like giving to us. And then I just left them there. And now it's like, there's cars everywhere because I've got a son and there's a Gabby's Playhouse in the corner. And it's just like, again, this perfectionism. I think for me, I was more like no toys downstairs because there's one more place for me to clean them up.
I get it.
At the end of the day. But like letting go, I think, of like what doesn't serve you is important, but also letting go a little bit of your expectations of that perfectionism is just as important because I want a house that does feel lived in. And I want a house that my kids can flourish in and that I can flourish in.
That they can play while you make the lunch.
Yes.
And you need those things. It's like it's not only enhancing like that lived in, but it's like very practical.
Right.
And it's beneficial. And frankly, anyone who comes over knows you have two little kids.
Totally.
So step over the Matchbox cars and don't break your neck because I don't have workers' comp here.
Right. Sorry. And I think, Katrina said something so beautiful about, how there's displayed artwork everywhere too and like all this stuff. But it's like, doesn't it make your life more colorful? And just like I think your perspective on some things too, when let's let go of what doesn't serve us, but let's let go of our expectations a little bit too. And let's reframe our frame of mind because that is what will keep you sane. But no, also like, I think if we reframe our expectations, we will feel so much lighter.
Yeah.
And less compounded or less like burdened by this view of
what it should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's really powerful. If
I
you
love
accept that and kind of drive to what just be in the moment more, right? And it's okay.
Yeah. When I look at, I think the example I gave Ashley was we've got these 4 like construction paper spiders because it's almost Halloween and maybe by the time this airs, it will already have been Halloween. but they're not the prettiest things. And they got these dangly legs hanging all over, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, well, they're not always going to be there. And not only are they not always going to be there, but my kids aren't always going to be here. And that is a reality. And I don't need to take the toys out of the room. I don't need to take the artwork off the wall because this is where we are. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't need to be perfect. And yes, if I have a dinner party, I can go hide the toys somewhere.
Yeah.
I can go freshen up a certain space. But our day-to-day, I mean, it's mass hysteria, right? When you walk in our door, it is a full-on playroom. And I think that that's the beauty of saying, maybe one day it will look different, but this is what it needs to be now. And so I'm glad to hear that you've let Gabby's Playhouse into your home and you've let the cars into your play, because you have beautiful children that are having fun with them. And you're resetting an expectation of saying, the new expectation is, I'm going to have purposeful toys for our kids to play with so that they can be by me.
Yes.
While I work in the kitchen, while I clean around or whatever. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So good for you for letting go of your perfectionism.
It doesn't always feel that great, but I'm working on it.
And it's still a beautiful house, and it's perfect in every single way. And the most perfect thing about it is that you have your beautiful family there, right? It's true. I know, right?
I know.
I got emotional too. So that's kind of like our personal beliefs a little bit, right? Like people pleasing, perfectionism, just being hard on ourselves. Let's talk about friendships and relationships. The good old one-sided friendship. Let's maybe start there.
And again, I think this is hard as people pleasers, right? Because that's where we search for, I don't know if it's acceptance. I don't know if it's validation, right? And I think things can run their course and that's okay.
Yeah.
And we get so busy that you got to let go too. Mm-hmm. And that's okay.
And those one-sided friendships that feel like you're putting everything into it and getting nothing back out of, they meet the horizon of the friendship. Like you meet the end of where that horizon is. And I'll just say, from someone who's met those horizons and always keeps an eye out for them, it's okay to change the dynamic.
Yeah, totally.
Or to remove that person, pending how egregious this is. Right. So I think surrounding yourselves with people who fill you up versus drain you is critically important. I think it's a key element to letting go in our middle third of our lives. But also it's like, don't be that one-sided friendship.
Totally.
Either,
be aware of yourself, self-awareness.
Yeah. And so let go of being that taker if you're that taker, or try to make, I think if we look at relationships, it's like, how can I help this person, or how can I be there for this person? What can I give to that? That's how I look at it. Mm-hmm. And then reciprocity is important for the longevity, the long game. Right.
And I think too, just looking at our life, it's a book. We always talk about like, this is our chapter, and chapters end, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes characters play a role in your whole book, or they're in the beginning, or they're in the middle, or they're at the end.
Right.
And I think we learn something from everyone. So nothing is like thought of in vain, right? Like it's still an addition to your life or part of your story.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to realize too. Mm-hmm. I don't think any time was wasted. You probably learned something about yourself in that. And I think the same thing, we could talk about friendships is also family relationships.
Oh, this is a big one for me.
Right? I think whatever doesn't serve you, I don't know, not to be cutthroat, but we only have so much time.
Yep.
And it's not worth any time to not feel good.
Yeah.
So if things are toxic, or if things are making you feel bad, it's okay to reestablish or put in boundaries.
Big time boundaries.
And those boundaries don't need to be spoken to that person, but they need to be made clear in yourself for what you are allowing in your life and what you're allowing yourself to handle. Because you know yourself best, right? Mm-hmm. And if things set you off or there's so many dynamics, and I know family can get dicey, and I'm sure we all have that one family member or something, but it really is about you in the end, and this is your chance to establish those boundaries for yourself for the betterment of yourself.
Yeah, or your new family with the kids is like I had a very toxic father in many ways, to not just me in my adolescence to my adult life, but also to himself. And there was not even arm's length. I couldn't even call it arm's length. There was a very established distance, purposeful distance. And near the end of his life, I did as much as I could to help him in the ways that I was comfortable with, but there were certain things I was not comfortable with. And at the end of the day, you're the one who has to be in control of what those boundaries are and what you're willing to do and not do for people. And I had the same boundary setting with my brother, who also is a self-destructive individual, was, and maybe we'll see as time goes on. And I love them dearly for who they are. But at the end of the day, I couldn't have that in my life. And there comes a point, and that's very, by the way, this example is very real. It's actually very heavy, some of this that I'm sharing. And I hope that if you have something heavy like that, maybe you have someone who is an alcoholic or an addict or who is self-destructive or a gambler or steals or you have to set those boundaries, not just for your actual safety, because that actually is real, but for your emotional health.
Yes. And I think part of that too, I've been through stuff too. I think I'm a little more reluctant to share. But I think the biggest thing I've learned in all of this is you have to forgive.
You do.
Not for them. It's not for them.
It's for you.
It's for yourself to move on.
Yep.
And to accept that, there is beauty in other things.
Yep.
And your relationship with that person can be what you make of it now with these boundaries.
That's right.
And that is a very, very, at least what I've learned, a very, very important thing to acknowledge, to accept.
Yep.
So you can move on with your life and it doesn't weigh you down.
And that you're not sitting there feeling, oh, I'm a horrible sister, I'm a horrible daughter, or whatever that relationship is in the family, niece, whatever that is, of it. If it's truly an issue with them, you don't own that.
No.
They are responsible for the choices they're making, and you're responsible for the boundary that you're setting. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I hope, as we age and become these sage old ladies,
wise,
that we develop that sense of true self, of knowing the decisions we're making are what's best for ourselves and or our families, that puts us in a place of confidence that we're navigating it the best way we can. And at the end of the day, just really understanding we don't need to be liked by everybody.
No.
I am not here for a popularity contest.
And my favorite line, and it's so fitting for us, is you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea.
Exactly.
And you want to know why? That's okay, because I'm a glass of champagne.
Bubbly bubbles.
So you know what I mean? It's true.
It's true.
And as the people pleasers, that is hard, I think, for me to accept. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not everyone's flavor.
Me either. I never have been.
It's fine. Go find your flavor. I'm going to stay with my flavors.
Yes. And I think that that's, again, what makes us unique and what makes us special, and what draws us to each other is what we like about that other person, or in what repels us from others of what we don't like. And I'm not out here trying to be everyone's cup of tea. I love that, like you said, like pop the champagne, like that's who I hope to be. But at the end of the day, navigating relationships is difficult. And I would say I feel more confident navigating relationships in this middle third than I have. Mm-hmm. And that, I had a recent quote unquote friend in a difficult situation with me. And I was like, I can't own this one. Uh-huh. I'm not going to own it.
Yeah.
It's not for me. It's for them.
And you know what? And sometimes you have to realize the way people, if they lash out at you,
Yeah.
or if you really look at what's going on, sometimes it has nothing to do with you.
No, most of the time I'd say.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It is their circumstance or
Yep.
their, the situation they put themselves in.
Yeah.
And you can't own that.
Yeah. And I think that for those people that make you feel less than, or for those people who make you feel othered, which is another thing that I think friends can do, or so-called friends. Like if you feel othered by a friend, they're not really your friend, If you're feeling less than a friend, chances are they've got a little self-confidence issue and they're one-uppers, But like we just don't want to be around those people, And at the end of the day, maybe I have done that to people and I don't know, and a lack of awareness. But I would hope that, we each continue to try and cultivate an understanding at the end of the day.
I think, too, when I'm looking at letting go, one of the biggest things I'm trying to let go is bad habits.
Yes.
Can we,
Bad habits lead to you.
Oh, is this a real song?
It's Ed Sheeran. It's late nights, da 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 da. I love it. Maybe we'll outro today with that.
I'm not a true fan.
He's the best.
I love him too. But, I think all of these things sometimes the way I feel leads me to my bad habits.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's just get those emotions in check. But how do we start to let go of that? That's what makes me in my recent time, I've got so many things my child's not sleeping, all these things that I am a sleep, I was gonna say aholic, but I need it to function.
Everyone,
and it's just for some reason, I was talking about this with a girlfriend. It's almost worse now than when he was a newborn. And I don't know if it was I was running on you get that adrenaline or that motherly instinct, or this is what I know is going to happen. I'm going to wake up every 2 to 3 hours for 3 months and feed this child. And you're just programmed.
Yeah.
And now I'm oh my God, it's 4 a.m. and what time is it? And it's just
I love how you sound like a 70-year-old woman.
Because that's what I feel when I roll out of bed and I don't know, almost not fall down the stairs. It's too much. But letting go of bad habits when you've got these outside circumstances that affect the way you feel is one of the hardest things. And I was just, I don't know, someone on the gram. I'm not the scholar here, I was going to say Christina. That's not your name.
That's not me.
Whoever Christina is, Katrina.
It's my alter
ego.
ego.
My scholar, exactly. They were saying that one of the biggest compliments to yourself is if you can keep up your good habits under things, duress, it is the biggest compliment that you can stick to it. And that is so hard. But I did that a year ago.
Yeah.
I lost almost 40 pounds. I was making such healthy choices and my son was still not sleeping. And I think it was just,
but you felt better.
I felt so much better. And now it is hard, I think, to get yourself out of that space.
It's hard to look at the present you and make a better decision for the future you. And I think that was maybe what we were talking about today is start today. How about so you don't feel bad about yourself tomorrow?
I know. And
because
I was I'll do it the next day.
But what compounds is what you were just saying. Yes, it's a prideful moment, but then there's that negativity that you feel when you're not making good choices. And so sometimes dropping bad habits can be either or. It can be in pursuit of making yourself feel better, or it can be for preventing yourself from feeling bad, right? So if you look at it, that's how I look at it. I'm a big to-do list person. So my list this week was pretty long because I try and jam, 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag. But,
Number one, get my light bulb out.
Yeah. No, that's long gone. But no, one of them was dust the rafters. And I dusted all of
Are you
these.
on a ladder?
I was on a ladder yesterday. And they're all dusted.
Do you have a harness?
I know. I'm just a brave person, solo. It was disgusting. The floors were covered in dust, and I got it done. And then also I have to do 3 runs this week, and I got to check one off yesterday. And so for me, I like to be able to reflect on what the good things I've done. And that helps me harness away from bad habits,
Little wins.
Yeah.
need to be celebrated.
Yes. So like I'm going to let go of setting myself up for failure. Like I need to let in setting myself up for success. And then I'm also going to let go of, at the end of the week, if I don't accomplish all of them, I'm going to let go of feeling bad about it. In fact, I'll just carry over what needs to be carried forward because obviously it wasn't a big deal that I didn't do it.
I think my biggest thing too is that extremist personality where I get overwhelmed because I see the whole picture.
Yeah, too much at once is
too much. And I think my brain's like, no, you can't work out today and you can't eat healthy today and you can't, like, I don't know, go grocery shopping and you can't prep the veg. And then I'm just like, da. Like, you know, you like reset.
Talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, I do. It's one of my toxic traits.
Yeah, and that's, you know, we're going to go through it though. I mean, I think when resilience is low, in the time that you just described, your resilience is low. You're not getting enough sleep. So you're tired.
Getting sick.
You're getting sick.
Guys, I just had strep throat.
Yeah.
Strep throat in your 40s is
not fun. I had it last year.
A doozy.
Awful. It's awful.
Like I literally didn't get out of bed for 3 days. And give me a cold, I'm in a rally.
Yeah.
But this was
different animal. I know. It's really bad. And furthermore, just to reinforce that you are completely valid in these feelings, the way you get strep throat is that your immune system is under challenges. So like strep is out there all the time. It is. It's just like it's bacteria that's out there all the time, and how resistant you are is, so you were really down, you know, you're worn out, you know, and I think there's this level of like, you have to be honest with yourself.
Right.
Okay. So there's another letting go here, which
totally.
is being like, oh, I should be able to push through, or I should be able to treat this like it was a cold. Like, quit lying to yourself.
I know. I do that every day. I need to lie to myself to be better, though.
Well, no.
I think, not in these. I mean, fibbing,
maybe.
White lies.
Yeah.
They don't hurt nobody. No, but I'm with you. I think it's just, and this is like turning into like the Ashley therapy session, but no, I think hopefully if this is resonating with anyone about just how do we start? I really think that's a hard place to be when you feel almost hopeless. And I don't feel hopeless and stuff like that, but it just, you get to the point of just like, get it, right? And like you were saying, like there is, like in my dad, one of the best things that he ever said is like, there is no tomorrow.
Yep.
There isn't. And I'm like, Dad, like, oh my God. And
don't
like,
be so morbid.
Yeah, like let's reflect back on that. That's really powerful. Tomorrow never comes, right? It's always the next day and the next day and the next day. So you really, the here and now is all we have. And I think that works very well in everything we've talked about.
Yeah.
Because why are you going to kind of let yourself suffer in these different areas?
Right.
And not let go today.
Yeah.
Right? Or at least try. Or at
do
least
one thing.
Yeah.
Try one thing.
And so much easier said than done.
Right.
Right? We're talking about like the people pleasers and like, this is the steps we're doing where we're saying no and we're doing all these things. And it's like, it's a pendulum. It's going to swing back and forth. Right. And you're going to try to keep on one side of the podium or whatever, but it's hard.
It is.
And I think the biggest thing out of everything about letting go in your middle third. I keep saying like mid. I'm like, no, I'm living forever. Is that we don't want people and we don't want us to waste our time being unhappy. That's like, that's it. That's it.
And unhappiness comes from so many different examples we've covered, right? It is about the friendships, the relationships. It's about our people pleasing, all that stuff, right, Ashley? And at the end of the day, part of all of this is like, stop making excuses for yourself and for others.
Yeah.
Look at things for what they are. Give yourself credit, not grace. Give yourself credit for understanding what needs to get done and then try to do it.
Right.
Try to do the thing.
And don't wallow.
No.
Wallowing is
rumination.
Oh. And I'm the biggest.
Yeah.
Like ask any of my friends. I'll call them 2 days later about something. They're like,
you're still thinking about that?
I was like, yes. They're like, get out of the house. Go do something, you know? But it is like, it's hard to get past it, but As long as I think you acknowledge too, I think that's a big part of this, acknowledging these toxic things in your life that you want to try to bring to an end or to not let in as much.
Yeah. Don't create the space for things that hurt you.
No. Every day is not going to be perfect and not every day is going to be beautiful, but most of it should be.
Yeah.
And if we can start to control what we let in and what affects us, like you own the world.
I mean, I love it. You own your world. You can create what that looks like. And, you know, as you're listening today, everyone out there, if you've been thinking about things in your life that aren't serving you, or maybe as you were listening earlier, there was that friendship or that person in your family where you're like, oh, I really do need a boundary, or maybe I do need to close that chapter. Reflect on it. Make a move. Make a move that is authentic to you, that feels good in your body, and your future self is going to thank you for it. You know, letting go of these things that don't serve us is really about self-preservation and getting into a place where we're thriving and not just surviving. So the invitation is out there for all of you.
And feel lighter.
Yes, lighten the load.
I love it.
And go conquer the world, you know?
I agree. And remember, after every breakdown,
there's always more bubbles.
Hey, join us next time. And if you are loving bubbles and breakdowns so much that you want to follow us on social media or you want to follow our channel and rate, review, and subscribe, we would really appreciate the support, but we only accept 5 stars.
Yep. Sorry, 5 only.
That's it for us.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.